Alright, so it's the first time I've done a video like this where you can actually see my face and how scary it is. But I'm going to be doing both a test of the front-facing camera of the Google Pixel in somewhat low light. Actually, it's a lot dimmer than it was before. It looks like it might rain soon, but hopefully we'll be able to complete this whole test before that happens. But I figured I could do the Google Pixel XL front-facing camera and talk about the Nintendo Switch. I'm a huge gamer. I'm sure you've seen the other videos on my channel where I post videos about different games that I'm playing. Usually short clips off, PlayStation 4, but hopefully the Nintendo Switch will allow us to do the same thing with Twitch. I definitely think at the end they were hinting towards a big esports push. We'll have to see if they go there. Also, you might start seeing from me, I'm going to see how good I am in multiplayer in Total War, but you might start seeing Total War videos from me. Maybe. Still trying to decide. But anywho, on to the Nintendo Switch. So, I'm really excited for that. It's everything that I thought it was going to be based on the rumors and stuff. It's a portable / console computer. I don't know if that base has an extra GPU in it. I kind of hope it does, because it would be cool to have improved performance while you're home. I've heard it only does 1080p output, but to be quite frank, I'm probably not going to have a 4K TV for a while anyway, so I don't care about that. Some people might, but 4K is still an early adopter thing just because of how expensive it is and how everyone just convinced themselves to get 1080p TVs, and now all of a sudden everyone's trying to convince them to get a 4K TV, and they're all confused. They're like, "Well, was it full HD? What's going on?" Blah, 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 blah. That'll get settled in probably the next 4 or 5 years, but we'll see. I'm excited that it uses cartridges, because cartridges are way faster than discs nowadays. Or not way faster, but they will be faster. It also allows them to expand the storage on it without having to, replace the laser or get like a new laser that can go 4 or 5 layers deep into a Blu-ray or something. So that's good. I hope it plays 3DS games. Don't know yet. I think if it does, there are a few ways that they could implement that. They could have you use your phone as a secondary device, which I think would be a good idea. More likely than not, they'll probably just have that second screen as the second, screen, while your TV screen is the primary screen. On the go, that's where I think the smartphone would be a good choice for that. I like the games that they showed off. I love Skyrim. Obviously love Zelda and Mario. Splatoon is probably the best multiplayer game to come out in the past 5-6 years. Arguably, Rocket League is in that same contention, because they both are very innovative and just new. They're just new ideas that we hadn't seen in a while. Not complex. They're simple, but they're things that nobody had really done. And in my personal opinion, I think we are going to see a Splatoon bundle, because Splatoon, got tons of great reviews. It's an IP that everyone that plays it loves, but it's on the Wii U, which, let's be frank, has a really small user base. I love my Wii U. I think it actually is probably, if I had to pick a console to keep, the PS4 or the Wii U, I'd pick the Wii U, because the games on it are better quality and sometimes more fun to play. On the PS4, there's a bigger variety of games, but a lot of them still feel pretty similar. Ubisoft and Warner Brothers, looking at you. But, nonetheless, the Wii U doesn't really have a large user base. So Splatoon hasn't really gotten that much coverage. And Nintendo will want people to play Splatoon and get the coverage, because A, they know it's a good IP, and then B, they know that they're going to have probably a bigger user base on the Nintendo Switch than they ever had with the Wii U. Probably even out of the gate, because tons of people are excited about it. Way more than they were for the Wii U. It doesn't have a confusing username. In fact, its username pretty much immediately communicates what it's about. It's about switching from the home console to the portable console anywhere. The one major issue that I have with the Switch is, just as a result of being someone who's big, You can't really tell in the video, but I'm like 6'9", 6'10". My hands are big. Those little controller adapters look about the size of my pinky. I'm not going to be able to play that little multiplayer thing that they're showing where those people who are probably average height were barely being able to play. I don't think it's going to be very comfortable. So that's a bit of an issue. I hope that you can use either your Joy-Con, if that's what it's called. I think that's what people are saying. Or the NX, the Switch Pro controller. I hope you can use those to connect to the actual Switch or the actual tablet when you're playing with your friends. That would be awesome. So yeah, I think that's most of my thoughts. I think it'll be $300 for the base and $400 for the bundle, which I think will include Splatoon, Pro controller, and probably extra storage. Because just the Splatoon and the Pro controller probably won't be that much. In fact, I expect them to be charging about $40 for Splatoon because it doesn't look like it's an updated version of Splatoon. It looks like it's kind of like a remastered. It's not Splatoon 2. It's probably just Splatoon remastered. And for that, you can't charge nearly as much as you'd be able to charge for a brand new version of Splatoon, Splatoon 2. So I imagine they'll charge $40. They might charge $60, and if they do, I mean, it's worth it, but I do think that people are going to look at that and be like, well, you already finished the game. You got most of the money back from development, I hope. Maybe they didn't. Maybe that's why they would be charging $60. I expect to hear something about a Pokemon game within the next 6 months coming for it, because if it's going to be their next portable, which it looks like, then we're going to need Pokemon on it. It's just going to need to come to it. In fact, if I were one of the designers, now I don't think they're going to do this, but I would like to see a Pokemon game in all of the regions and have them released like you would expansions for an MMO. Perhaps even making the Pokemon game an MMO. But another idea that you could do for Pokemon is if that tablet has any sort of GPS or location-based sensors, then you could perhaps have people go out, hunt for Pokemon like they do in Pokemon Go, actually use a real battle system. I mean, I know why Pokemon Go doesn't, because there's no way in hell they're going to give away their battle system for free, especially when you're still charging $40 for the next Pokemon game. That would be dumb. But you could then have the legit battle system, go out and battle your friends with Pokemon, and go out and hunt for Pokemon in the real world, capture them, come back home and interact with them at home for maybe doing like online stuff. So that's something I would look into if I were one of the developers for that. But Nintendo is always a bit cautious with their development, so we'll see how that goes. Anywho, though, I'm really excited for this. I think it is going to be the last Nintendo system in terms of software. I think, you know, basically with Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, they're going to be building upon all of these. So the software is going to remain the same. The PlayStation 4 Pro, same software as the PlayStation 4, updated hardware. PlayStation 5, probably the same deal, because why would you go away from your current architecture? Doesn't make any sense. You can keep letting people play their older games and just use the same operating system that everyone is used to. Maybe make some small updates like the 360 did to its user interface, but for the most part, expect it to be the same. I do think, though, Microsoft's going to be doing that same thing, and I think as a result, they're probably going to step away from the Xbox after Scorpio. Not from the name, but from the idea of having that home console. If anything, it'll be like the SteamOS boxes. And that's probably a good thing, because they're not the best in terms of first-party titles. Sony and Nintendo are. They make the best first-party titles. And if Microsoft steps back from the console game a bit, it allows them to invest more in PC, which can compete with Sony and Nintendo, whereas I don't think the Xbox really can long term. It doesn't have the same kind of strength in franchises. You know, if you tried to sell all of Sony franchises to another company, you could make probably several $billions. Try to do the same with Nintendo, you'd probably make 20, 30 billion, quite a lot of money. With Microsoft, I mean, you'd make $1 billion off of Halo, and then after that, I mean, Gears of War is popular among gamers, really not popular outside of that. Sony's franchises are popular outside of that in a bit. You know, like Little Big Planet has some recognition, Uncharted has some recognition, and it's going to get more once that movie comes out. But, you know, Microsoft, really only hardcore gamers pay attention to Gears of War nearly at the same level. So, and I don't know many people who are so committed to Gears of War as people are to Uncharted. But that's good overall, because then you have three systems that all have their strengths. Nintendo has the more kind of all-around consumer device. Sony has the more focused on the hardcore home console gamers, what some people call Call of Duty bros. And then Microsoft has the PC gamers. That's perfect. That's the exact kind of environment that I want to see in the future. Hopefully it'll get there. Anywho, I went rambling on for a lot longer than I expected. But yeah, I should have this video up on YouTube shortly. It might take a while to upload. It's about 12 minutes right now. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. If this is popular, this kind of format of me walking around the woods on my Google Pixel, I probably will do a few more of these and maybe actually go more in depth into who I am. Anywho, peace.